Next, we get to lottery day. And on lottery day, we need a query. So what are we going to query? We're going to take that ID number and we're going to try and find it. So we're going to look up the students. Okay. So we'll take that lottery ID number, like say 1002. We'll enter that into the query and we'll see who we get. Now this query is actually the basis for a form. So the query populates a form. So when you click on the form, it says who you're going to put in here. So we're going to write in something like we'll type in. So let's assume that Mr. Bill picked a card that had 1002 on it. So he'll read that out, and then someone will type that into their computer. They'll type in 1002 into that query. So they go ahead and they hear Mr. Bill read 1002, and they say, okay, I'll type in 1002, I'll press OK. So the query found the record for 1002. Okay, so we see the name highlighted. Maybe we should make the ID number a little bit bigger, but what we really highlighted was the 6. And so there's some code inside here. So on the form load, we say, okay, find 1002, and if we can find it, then go into the number table. So we have our number table, and we say, what's the next number for this group? And we say, okay, this is the 6th one, so we do it. There's some errors that are possible. We might not find this guy. We might not find 1002, or 1002 is already assigned. But in general, put in 1002, you picked out the number, you put in 1002, and you get the lottery position. So then the idea was, well, let's have a dynamically updated display, and so we added a form. I only found this in the DB that we actually used later, so I might have this in 2 separate places. But the idea is that this display has an automatic update feature, so you can see that this is for our 3-year-old lottery. We start down below, and as records are added, we're building up the waiting list. And so this table conceivably somehow could get to the website as well. But right now this is just a form. So you can see it's a form, and it's of the already selected, and I think we use some kind of filter in this, and we set the set attribute that it updates every 30 seconds. So we gradually build up the list. So in time, the ones who are at the bottom disappear and the latest ones are found, but we don't lose that information. And that's what we have. So we don't have... So when we talked about this 2 years ago, that was all that was desired, and it's so it's not a network version. But at the time, the Sterling network was having some problems, so we didn't think having a networked version would be a good idea. The Sterling network's much more stable now. So we talked about how it would be nice if you could have the lottery go on, but have people be able to watch it on the website, so they wouldn't have to show up at Sterling. That would be a nice feature, and it might also avoid some unpleasantries by having too many people, and so that's a desired feature as well. I don't really know exactly how to do that, how it could be automatic. I'm sure that there's a possibility of doing that, of having a website that reads from an Access database, but that's not currently in our stuff.